What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we just got WandaVision episode 7, and it was amazing. And there was some pretty big Easter eggs and a villain reveal at the end. And there's also a post-credit scene, and it's not disappointing, and it leads us to wondering more. So in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down WandaVision episode 7. But before I get into this, I want to issue a major spoiler alert, because there are going to be some major spoilers in this episode. So if you have not seen WandaVision episode 7, click away now and don't come back until you've seen WandaVision episode 7. But if you're still here, let's get started. This new episode is set in the Modern Family decade in the 2010s, where Wanda is completely aware of what's happening, because she expanded the hex for miles, creating mutants. And then we can see her waking up, and as we can see, there's a Mephisto Easter egg in this scene, and from we can tell, there's hexagons all over her blanket and over her pillow. And then we cut to where the Sword Agents were sucked into the hex, and then Tommy and Billy come in, and Billy says that their game is freaking out, and then they play their video game, and their game controllers start to resurrect into different controllers, and then it switches to Uno cards. So this means that Wanda is now fully in control of her reality anymore. Like someone else is controlling this reality. I'm pretty sure this is not Wanda doing this alone. And then Tommy and Billy walk out, and then Wanda throws over the blanket, and then we can see the Halloween costume that she wore in the last episode. And then we see Wanda coming downstairs having breakfast, and then she is grabbing a milk and sugar snaps, and we can notice that it has the word snaps on it, because we can tell that this is coming from Wanda, who was snapped by Thanos starting to snap in Avengers in Infinity War. And then as she is pouring the milk into the cereal, we can notice on the side it has a missing children poster on the side. This is foreshadowing of what's gonna happen in the episode, because Tommy and Billy are gonna go missing in this episode. And then we cut to the most awesome theme song in this episode, which is a parody of The Office and Modern Family, because with The Office, John Krasinski was in The Office, and Randall Park was also in The Office too, and the logo looks like a Modern Family logo, but it's actually WandaVision. And then we cut to where Vision is stranded at the circus, and from what we can tell, Vision is alive, and then he sees Darcy Lewis, and then Darcy doesn't remember who Vision is or who she is. And then we cut to Tommy and Billy, and then Wanda comes in and asks where's the Vision and where's their father, because they haven't seen him since the Halloween episode, ever since he got into the X and Wanda expanding it to keep him alive. And then the twins ask maybe Wanda should go and look for him, and Wanda says no, she's not gonna go look for him, because with the Wanda expanding the Hex and everything for many miles, it's like she does not care anymore. And then the twins ask about Pietro re-killing Vision, and then Wanda says, don't say anything about what your fake uncle says he's not your real uncle, because from we could tell from the Halloween episode, Evan Peters' Quicksilver is not the real Pietro from Avengers Age of Ultron who died. And then Agnes comes over, and as we can see, as she's walking in, she's now wearing the necklace that she wore in episode 3 with the Grim Reaper and the other two kids on it. And then Agnes takes Tommy and Billy away from Wanda so that she can have some relaxing time. If you realize that Agnes is taking Tommy and Billy with them to her house. After Agnes left with the twins, Wanda starts to notice her furniture dissecting, her fireplace and everything, and her furniture and the rest of them, and she tries to use her magic to try to get that back to normal, but it doesn't work. And this is because, once again, she has no control over her magic, but she has some control, but someone else is controlling her reality and doing weird and crazy things, dissecting furniture. And then Monica and Jimmy Woo are going to the sword base, and Jimmy receives a text from Darcy that says like she made it through the firewall, and she finds out that Hayward wasn't decommissioning Vision. He was trying to bring him back online. So from this text, this means that like Hayward is trying to bring back Ultron by like turning Vision into Ultron for like mass destruction as part of like Hayward's plan in this operation. And then text went on to says like he tried over and over and over until Wanda stole Vision's body and resurrecting him. So this means that like Wanda broke into Sword headquarters, stole Vision's body, then resurrecting him. But then like Hayward now like has a plan to bring back Ultron in the show. And now Jimmy and Monica are going to see the and to the Hex to see the aerospace engineer that like Monica was referring to. And then they arrive, and then they meet a military soldier lady. But as we can tell, like there is no aerospace engineer. We only see the soldier. But if you look over to your left, and then if you look over to your left, it kind of looks like the aerospace engineer, like a Reed Richards that Monica was referring to, but we don't know exactly who it is. Like we don't know if that's John Krasinski or not. And then Sword pulls out of a Sword space rover the exact van or car like that they need to go into the Hex in order to see who where Wanda is controlling the reality. And then we cut to the circus scene where Vision and Darcy talk to each other like strangers. Like they don't know like Vision like Darcy doesn't know who Vision is. And then Vision, and no one like suddenly like awakens her, and then Darcy got her memory back and say like she's a Darcy Lewis. And then Darcy and Vision escape from the circus using a van. And now, in the very next scene, when Wanda starts to walk around the house, she sees everything resurrecting, because this is because Wanda's not fully in control anymore. Like, someone else is controlling this reality, and apparently she's like not the only one controlling this, and we see everything like resurrecting, including everything. And then we also see that story that we saw in episode 3, where red smoke appeared, and then apparently the red sword disappeared after that. And then she says directly into the camera, I don't know how this happened, and I don't know if I'm fully controlling it, because it's because everything is resurrecting, and Wanda doesn't have full, complete control over what's happening. Someone else has control over it, and apparently like, someone else is controlling this reality now. And then the interviewer asks, do you think maybe this is what you deserve? Because, and then like Wanda looks extremely nervous, and she looks like about to, Wanda starts to get suspicious, and then like from what we can tell about what the interviewer said, like she like expanded the Hex for like many miles, like creating mutants, and so she doesn't know like what's happening in reality if she's like changing like everything. And then we cut to another commercial, and it's for Nexus. And now with Nexus and this commercial, it's supposed to be across a dimensional gateway which provides a pathway to any and all possible realities. And this includes realities between realities. It is unknown whether it was created by some being, or just if it's the one place in the entire multiverse where all realities naturally intersect. And then we cut to Tommy and Billy in Agnes' house, and they're both sitting on the couch together. And then, like, as Billy notices that, like, Agnes is quiet, and he says, "You're quiet, Agnes, but you're quiet on the inside." And then, like, this is where it really gets strange, guys, because with that, like Tommy and Billy are eventually going to like disappear when they take them like to the basement. And then the next scene is Monica in her astronaut suit, ready to go into the hex with the space rover. And then when the space rover goes like into the hex, it doesn't go in because I think the hex too is strong now for the space rover to go in, and then then the space rover starts to dissect, and then she has to try to get out of there, and then she falls to the ground, and then after the space rover failed to go into the hex, Monica tries to go in there, and then once she goes in there, she starts to notice memories, and she starts to notice voices from her childhood self, from young Monica and Nick Fury, her mother, Maria Rambeau, and Captain Marvel too. And then after that, she finally makes it into the hex. And then after that, when she steps out, you'll notice that she has different color eyes, and as you can see, she now has her powers now from now entering into the hex again. And then next, so we see Vision and Darcy at a stoplight, and then when it finally goes green, and then when it goes green, and try to go in, but then the construction workers stop, and then Vision and Darcy have a conversation, and Darcy mentions that Vision cannot leave the hex bit because the last time he tried to go into the hex, he was tearing apart. And then he had to go back to the hex to stay alive. And then Darcy mentioned that she's been watching WandaVision for the past week. That is a callback to episode 4 and episode 5. What she was watching the sitcom reality of Wanda and Vision on screen together. And she says you guys are perfect for each other. You will belong together. And then we cut to Monica going into Wanda's house, and then Monica starts to tell Wanda that someone is behind all this, but then Wanda does not believe her, tries to throw her out using her powers again. This is an exact callback to episode 3 when Wanda threw Monica out of the house and out of the hex, and then she tried to use her full power, and then Monica and Wanda almost get into a fight using powers, and then when Wanda finally lifts Monica up, she touches that down using a superhero lightning. So from what we can tell from this, Monica definitely got her powers. And then Agnes comes in and takes Wanda away to Agnes's house. And then we cut to Wanda at Agnes' house, and then she just noticed something strange, and she looks up. We see Yo Gabba Gabba on the TV, and then this means that in the Marvel Comics, Mephisto first appeared as a bug on the window curtains in Agnes' house. She starts to notice something very suspicious, and she starts to notice, and then Wanda starts to ask where the twins, and then Wanda goes into the basement finding Agnes's witch layer, and which is ancient, and then she starts to get very suspicious of where the twins are, and then we see the Darkhold book, and now with this book, it's a book full of ancient spells that channels energy from the Hell dimension, because from the Marvel Comics, Doctor Strange didn't know about chaos magic, because in the MCU he wouldn't know about it because the book was stolen before he could even read it. If we can look, there's some Mephisto statues all over the basement, and then after that, Agnes comes out and reveals her identity as Agatha Harkness. We just got a major villain reveal in this part because Agnes finally reveals herself as Agatha Harkness, the one that has been doing this all along throughout the whole show. And now Agnes puts Wanda under a mind control spell, so that because Wanda is no longer mind controlling people, Agnes is the one mind controlling Wanda. And they have a song about it. It was Agatha all along, and it shows her she was behind everything, the magic act, and and also Evan Pierce's Quicksilver, because from what we can tell is that Agnes definitely sent in Evan Pierce's Quicksilver, because all knew that this wasn't Evan Pierce's Quicksilver from the Fox universe. This was definitely Agnes, because Agnes summoned in Evan Pierce's Quicksilver. And then we get to that final shot of Agnes holding Sparky, and then she finally reveals that she killed Sparky. And then she gives the villainous laugh. And then there is a post-credit scene, because like if you have not seen like the end of the credits, like this is the first time that like they actually put a post-credit scene in this show. And then like as like in the post-credit scene, Monica goes to the houses to see where Wanda is, and then she discovers Agnes' house. And then she discovers her basement. When she opens up the door, she sees her basement, and then out of nowhere, we see Evan Peters as Quicksilver, and he says, "Snoopers come snooping." Wow, what a post-credit scene it was! Evan Peters as Quicksilver came out of nowhere, and he said to Monica, "Snoopers come snooping," and from what we can tell, like that, and at the end, like Evan Peters is definitely being mind controlled by Wanda. I felt like Evan Peters is even working for Agnes, and then with that ending, like with like Wanda being under Agnes' spell, like Wanda is the one being mind controlled now, because like from like Age of Ultron, Wanda like used like a warped Tony Stark, and now Wanda is suddenly being mind controlled here by Agatha. By Agnes, and now like the next episode is no longer sitcoms anymore. It's full on Marvel awesomeness. So that is it for this breakdown of the video, guys, and we'll be hosting another watch party next week for WandaVision episode 8. We're gonna be seeing a lot of craziness, a lot of battles happening, and some small or big cameos. Then in the finale, it's the mystery cameo. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you looking forward to WandaVision episode 8? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.